The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
If I could catch a star for you, I swear I'd steal them all tonight, to make your every wish come true, your every dream for all your life. But that's not how the story goes. The world is full of perfect plans. If there's a promise that I broke, I know one day you'll understand. When times are hard, I know you'll be strong. I'll be there in your heart, and you'll carry on. Like moonlight on the water, and sunlight in the sky. Fathers and daughters never say goodbye. The angel.
Whew. LaRon, you didn't have to do that to me. I wasn't expecting to get that emotional. It's a Friday. It's a wonderful Friday. We are here. I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope you just caught the video that we did in honor of Kobe and his daughter Gigi that we lost last Sunday, along with others that we will be talking about. I've got to get my composure back. I think the thing that's going on is not the fact that, you know, it was just Kobe Bryant. I think it's just a situation of understanding a tragedy and how we all take it and how it can affect not just one person's life, but everybody's life. But we're going to move because right now that's a little bit of a sensitive subject for me because knowing that something that tragic happened and so many lives were lost. And some of these young lives were just beginning to get started to fulfill dreams. We know that the higher being has another plan and we have to learn to understand that plan. Doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. And my prayers and thoughts from the I'm just saying family goes out to every family who lost someone last Sunday. So as I said, it's Friday. If you are off or getting off, you're in a lot of traffic. I don't envy you. And if, as I always say, if this is your weekend, get home, get you some champagne and enjoy it. There's a lot going on. Tonight, as we're speaking, the Lakers are playing. They had postponed their game that they had with the Clippers on Tuesday, so they're going to be playing tonight. You might want to catch that game. And basically, if you are tuning in to me with your cell phone or on Facebook, I need you to go in to MorrisMediaLive.com. Okay, I need you to go in and reach in with me and let's enjoy it. I want you to go in and subscribe. If you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And let me know how you feel about what's going on and how I'm doing. I want to thank Morris Media Live. I always thank Morris Media Studios for having me and making me part of the family and feeling at home. Sheena, you know I love you and all the work that you do. I don't know what I would do without you. I always say that, and I mean it. LaRon, my heart, my soul makes me smile, keeps me feeling good inside. And I walk in and I see a smile, even with everything that's going on today. And each day that it has passed, he picked me up. That's a blessing, babe. That's a gift. People never forget how you make them feel. I always keep that smile. We got a lot going on. We got a lot going on this week, and that's going to be going on next week. We know we're going to be hearing something about the memorial for Kobe Bryant. We know we're going to be talking about the Iowa caucus, which is Monday. We got Super Bowl Sunday. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going to be, what you guys have planned, but we're going to talk about that shortly in just 1 minute. And Black History Month is easing in. I got some wonderful guests. I got Grace Yu. I can't believe it. I'm excited. She doesn't even know what I went through to get her here because I wanted her to come and sit beside me and have some conversation. And I am honored to have her. She is running for District 10. She's an attorney. And now that I found out that Trump might be free, I said it. Felicia Morris, 45. Not supposed to say the word, LaRon. You're not supposed to let me say the man's name. But now that I know 45, nobody is invincible. I'm starting to doubt my own words here. But I got Grace Yu, who's an attorney. So if I were to go do anything that was not right, I know Grace got my back if I call and need an attorney. I would be doing it for the love of my people. for the country. It would be for my country. Wouldn't do nothing really bad. I'm talking about just slapping. I'm not talking about nothing dangerous. I want him to live because I want him to pay for what he's doing. I just want to slap him one time. You know what I mean? Slap some sense into him. But anyway, I would rather slap some sense into the Senate. Guys, do you realize how you look right now? Or do you guys even care? I had to get on this subject because as I came in a subtle mood anyway, because I knew that, I was going to have to acknowledge everything that had happened this past week. And I knew that Sunday shook us all, and I knew that we were going to have to kind of move and shake with that. But when I got here, I was like, okay, the vote is going to be what we want. They're going to let them bring in, and they're going to let the people come in and testify. It's going to work in our favor. You know what I mean? I guess I just wanted to believe that something magical was going to happen, and they were going to understand how important it was to show us what happens when you do something wrong. But hey, we got elections. Exercise your right to vote. Vote. Make your vote count. If you are not registered, get registered. But vote. I don't care if you have to be in the line for 24 hours. What is 24 hours versus another 4 years? Ask yourself that question. You need to vote. We got to vote. We got to vote him out. We got to change this Senate seat. We got to make this happen. Okay, guys, we have to. And we're not going to stop until we do. Now, with everything that's going on, I do want you to call in because I don't really know when they're going to have the memorial for Kobe Bryant. I don't think we've heard anything about any of the victims lost last Sunday. As far as the memorial, I can imagine it's hard. I know that. And I understand. So I don't know about the date for that, but I do know that we have the Iowa caucus. The book is coming out. Thank you, Bolton. I can't wait. I wish everybody, if you can't afford it, for anybody that couldn't afford it, I wish you'd make copies and everybody just share it with everybody. Because we so it's obvious that the Senate didn't want to wait on it. They wanted to make sure they rushed everything through. And that's fine. So, hey, good luck. Because the elections are coming. And we're not going to forget what's going on. We see it all. We're not blind. You just think we are. And we're not crazy. You just think we are. Not by a long shot. I got my Kobe gear on. You know what I mean? I want y'all to see. Y'all know I'm normally dressed. I try to always stay dressed, suited and booted. But I had to try to, the Lakers are playing tonight, and I kind of wanted to show my love. You know what I mean? I got my shirt on with everything. I went out. I said, you know what? I want to do something special. I went out and had a shirt specially made. And I wanted to make sure that I supported, in every way and show support. What I really wanted was to show with everyone on it. Because as I say, and I always say, everyone that we lost last Sunday meant something to all of us. And they are all just as important, without a doubt. So basically, with Kobe, I think that the thing that is going on is just that he was such a great athlete. and humanitarian. And he set up a seat for us that, you have a high seat. And I think he was so good, and we watched him bounce back so many times until we tend to sometimes think that these people are superhuman. And then that's a hit in the chest. It kind of, reality shakes you and makes you second guess your life, because I was trying to call everybody I know to say, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Where are my kids? I thought about my son and his relationship with his daughter, which is awesome. So it touched us. And sometimes in life, the universe has to shake us up. And that means that sometimes what seems like the worst thing is the best thing, because I went down there and I saw a sea of people. I saw people leaving jerseys, leaving shoes they had paid $200 so they didn't care about the price. I saw the banners with everyone's name and face. I saw everybody talking to everybody, sharing their grief and unity. I saw police officers and everything just showing love like you could not imagine. LeBron, did I have a couple of pictures for when I went down to the site? I went down to the Staples Center, the house that Kobe built, just to see and feel, to see if what I could feel while I was there, and to be a part of it, and just look around and look at everybody's face and all the people that he had touched. Maya Angelou said they would never forget how you make them feel. And he made us feel good. He made us mad, though. We got to be truthful. I will be. He made me admire him. And he did turn around when I thought he had got disrespect. He made me respect him all over again as a man. So this young brother, and then his practice ethic, and then the way he turned around and restarted, he did a restart as a coach in a way with his own daughter. So we could go on and on. We got it. Let him see what. This young man here, there's a reason. I want to say this really quick. I want to make sure I do this. I was there. This young man wanted to make sure he wrote everyone's name on that. They have the big wall where you can sign. He was in tears and he was tired. He was stretching up, but he did not stop until he wrote everybody's name. And that touched my soul. That's why I took that picture. Okay, thanks, LaRon. Do you have a picture of me with the officers? Because we always talk. And then this was something, guys. It was just, this went on and on and on and on. And this was still just yesterday. We're not even talking about Sunday up until now. And everybody was in unison, because we all had on some kind of Kobe gear, hat, shirt, jersey. Even if it was too tight for us, we were still trying to have that jersey on to show support, And so, like I said, that's what we were really doing. And then we're also so hard on the officers. They were really nice. And I had to say, hey, take a picture, show my love, because we always try to be negative. I wanted to be positive. Them brothers know who I am. I told them who I was. We chopped it up. I want to send you some love. You said you're going to watch the show. Thank you so much. Now, listen, I got a video clip that I want to show. And this is still because he was talking about the Pandora box, because y'all, we see, I'm going to say y'all, I'm country. Y'all see, because I could not believe, I felt like, again, they were not going to vote this way, and we were going to get a chance to listen to each one. So with that vote that we saw just happen, still said that they were opening Pandora's box. And I want you to hear what he said. And I was hoping we wouldn't have to, live out these words. But looks like we will. So I want LaRon to play this.
Is going to have to answer to the public. But I want to put this out there, because this goes to what we mentioned earlier. If the president does something in his own interest, it basically is fine, right? If he sees, take a plot from House of Cards. If Trump decides 2 weeks before the election to talk to DeSantis in Florida and talk to Republican governor of Ohio and say, you know what, let's just shut down voting booths. I think the coronavirus might get people. It's for the public interest. We just shouldn't have people voting in all these locations. It's dangerous. What do we do then? This is literally what they're talking about. If you don't stop this president from cheating now, he will cheat again. And that's what I think is so disturbing about the Cory Gardners and the Collins and everybody else in the Senate who sees a man who clearly says, I will cheat again, and they do nothing about it.
And you know what's sad about that? Folks in my party would go, oh, he would never do that. That's just liberal hogwash. You're just making that scenario up.
That's the old moving bar of he would never do that.
But I think the most important thing that came out of today's conversation or Q&A was the fact that White House counsel, in their official capacity as White House counsel, and certainly as counsel for the president, looked the country in the eye and said that any candidate can now go to a foreign government and say, if you've got dirt on my opponent, let me have it, because, like in the president's words, well, I think I want to know that. That's good information. So all you senators out there, get ready. You just opened up a Pandora's box of hell, because coming up in your next, probably this fall, a number of you are going to be up in campaigns, and where that information comes from, we don't want to hear you complaining. We don't want to hear you moaning and groaning. Just suck it up and suck it down, because you're going to live with what you're doing tonight. Because that's the heart of this thing.
Andrew.
Now, you heard him, didn't you? Suck it up. Because you have definitely opened up Pandora's box. So this thing is not one-sided now. So definitely don't cry wolf if something happens. Without a doubt. He's trying to tell you something. Keep in mind, still is a Republican. So he's trying to let you know. Now, when the Democrats, if they try something like this, don't get upset. This is not one-sided. Everything that Trump does, Felicia, 45 does. Democrats, get your stuff together. I always say that if you're gonna get in the ocean with sharks, you better know how to move like a shark. You got to know how to move like one. You can't get in there being a guppy fish. You're going to get ate up. That's the problem we've had as Democrats. I got to be true about that. We are always everything is just we got to follow every rule, every motion, every little thing. And that's good. But we've been doing this for years, and what has it got us? What has it got us? Hillary Clinton. Okay, what has it really gotten us? We could go back to Gore. And when do we decide that we are going to shake it up a little bit? Maybe that's why they're saying we need someone younger, because the young millennials, they don't mind shaking it up. They have no problem shaking things up. It's okay to shake it sometimes. Sometimes you got to shake it to make it. And that's just a reality. Real quick, guys, I don't want this to go unnoticed. Kobe's wife issued a statement. Really, after everything had blown over, everybody knows it takes time. It takes time for you to get it together and have to say, and realize, I need to say something. And so she issued a statement 4 days after suffering the sudden loss of her husband and her daughter, of course. This is hard. My heart goes out. Oh, my heart goes out. So on Wednesday, she posted an Instagram. With that Instagram, I think I really saw it with their Christmas photo. And I want to make sure I say this without honestly getting choked up. She said, "My girls and I want to thank the millions of people who've shown support and love during this horrific time. Thank you for all the prayers. We definitely need them. We are completely devastated by the sudden loss of my adoring husband, Kobe, the amazing father of our children, and my beautiful, sweet Gianna. A loving, thoughtful, and wonderful daughter, an amazing sister to Natalia, Bianca, and Capri. We are also devastated for the families who lost their loved ones on Sunday, and we share in their grief intimately. There aren't enough words to describe our pain right now. I take comfort in knowing that Kobe and Gigi both knew that they were so deeply loved." Yes, they were. I wanted to make sure that I read that and made sure that got out, because she took that time to make sure she reached out to everyone that loved Kobe. I want to talk with Miss Grace Yu. I can't wait to get her up here beside me. As I get her up here and we get started talking about some things that I can't wait to ask her, I do want to I want you to show a little bit of the hearings that went on, and then I'm kind of see some of the things that happened, because some people probably missed it. So I want to get a little bit of recap of some of that, please.
Conventional Republican and establishment Republican. Why would he vote, again, not to convict the president, but even to allow evidence and witnesses?
Well, I think these Republicans are putting themselves before the country, and they know that if John Bolton's testimony comes out before they render a verdict, if the American public get to see the former national security advisor talking about the scope of President Trump's direction, his personal direction of this corruption, it makes it really hard for them to vote to acquit. And so they are trying to make the acquittal vote on them as easy as possible. I don't think, though, they get away with it, because I think, frankly, a lot of folks out there, even Trump supporters, are going to be pretty pissed when they hear this evidence, when the book comes out, and the president has already been cleared. So I'm so disappointed in my Republican colleagues, because this has just become a show trial, and it does have consequences for the future of the Senate. I don't know why there would be any serious impeachment trial in the future after this precedent is set.
Mike, I would just say one more time, the polling on whether or not the American public believes there should be evidence and witnesses allowed, evidence and witnesses, not vote to convict, ranges between 70 and 80% of the country. So Republicans have taken a 20 or 30% position on this.
Yeah, sure. Well, people know. I mean, people lead their ordinary lives. They sometimes get called for jury duty, and they know what a jury is all about, you know, up or down. What are the facts? Let's listen to the witnesses. Not the case in the United States Senate. Senator, you seem to be a thoughtful guy. You're an articulate guy. You've had a good education. I don't know exactly how long you thought about running for public office locally in Connecticut or certainly the United States Senate. But if you could or would please, take a couple of minutes to tell us what you thought of the United States Senate growing up, going to school, and what you think of the United States Senate today.
So I was born in the middle of...
And sometimes when you say, hey, we're back, and guess what? I have a wonderful guest. As I said, I fought hard to get her to come sit down with me. It is my honor, my pleasure, and I can't wait to talk with her. We have Grace Yu. I have Grace Yu here with me, and I want to make sure that we... First, I want to say thank you.
No, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I wanted to sit down and conversate with this woman for a minute because I heard a lot about you. As you know, I've had Channing Martinez on. I've had a wonderful interview with Dallas Fowler. I had an amazing interview with, I want to say her name right, Outa. Okay, so I want to make sure, because I love that, because we talked about the spelling and the pronunciation. So I've had a wonderful time talking with the candidates that are running for District 10, and I'm overly impressed. And your name comes up quite a bit, especially with Dallas Fowler, because I think I did a word association with her. I don't know if you saw that show, but I did, and we mentioned your name, and she said you were a friend. And she had wonderful things to say. But now reading about you, I'm even more impressed because, yes, I was doing research and reading. And I don't know why, but I saw, oh, my God, she's an attorney, And I think my main question would be for me, since you're running for District 10, the questions I want are for everyone, because I want everyone, anybody that's trying to pick, because let me tell you something I used to be guilty of, and I was guilty of this. City council, you know what I mean? I go vote, and my main priorities, I know you've probably heard this, president, vice president, you know what I mean?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless it was someone like me growing up in the South, you know what I mean? And we kind of knew who was who.
Right.
And it was by who did mom say, oh, I used to vote for her. Now that's her daughter, so vote for her. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
That same old
Unfortunately, the same old isn't making our city any better.
It's not changing anything. And I'm learning so much with this, and I want them to learn. I want you to learn.
Sure.
I want them to know what they should be looking for when a candidate is running, why it is important to know who you're casting that vote for. And I know you can help me with that. And I want you to help them with that because I was one of these people. Now, my city councilman lives across the street from me now. But I still want them to understand why this decision is so important.
It's absolutely critical that you have someone in office that is trustworthy. The fact that 45 is not trustworthy, that the words that come out of this man's mouth is just, I actually tune him out because he doesn't say anything truthful. It's very difficult to find truth coming out of 45's mouth.
Yes,
you
right.
want an elected official who's going to look you in the eye, speak the truth, and really do things that will help the people. That's who you want in office, someone who will help you and help your neighbors.
I love that. We'll talk about 45 in a minute because I want everybody to get to know Grace.
Sure.
Tell them a little, with me.
Sure.
I know you through word of mouth, with mouth, which is great because it's all been good. But how did you grow up? As we were just asking each other, you asked me where I grew up. I think you can hear the twang in my voice. I moved here at in my 30s, so you can't take the country out of the girl. I tell them I was country when country wasn't cool. So it's a twang.
And I liked country when it wasn't cool.
Yeah, see? So, and I asked you, I said, were you, born and raised here? And you told me at 3.
Right. So I was actually born in South Korea, and my family immigrated to the district when I was 3 years old. I'm a local girl, went K through 12, city schools, public schools, and I'm happy to say I received the endorsement of UTLA, United Teachers Los Angeles.
Girl, I saw that.
That's right.
That's like, what, 33,000 members?
Yes.
Go, girl. And that's in my Martin Lawrence voice. I was very impressed with it. I said, she came to play.
Oh, I came to more than play. I came to dominate the game.
Come on now. Come on. And so with that, tell your people, because District 10, you know what happened? Another thing with me, when I kept talking about District 10, we talked about District 10. I was talking with Michelle, and she was saying, that's a large district. It's a
huge district.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
It's shaped like a turkey. I'm not kidding you. If you show me that, that one,
good.
Let's look at the back. Mm-hmm. Look, folks, does this not look like a turkey? It's a turkey, right where my fingers are. It is a turkey.
But that's a big one.
It's huge. It's basically from Olympic on down to 43rd. I mean, it goes from as far west as Vermont to Robertson. It's huge. It is huge. And 260,000 people live here.
I see, and I learned that. I said, "Oh my God, this is very important for the people of the district. This is a big decision.
It is. And it's the first time in 15 and a half years that we're going to have an opportunity to bring about change because of term limits. The current councilman is no longer allowed to run. And so this is our great opportunity to bring in someone who's got new, fresh ideas, who wants to do things, not just talk about what I want to do, but actually get things done. And I can say this because a lot of people know that the front runner is a household name.
Mark Ridley
Thomas. But the household name is also the reason we have homelessness doubling in the 12 years he's been in office, nearly doubling. As an attorney, I got to be accurate, right?
Yeah. Would you teach that to 45? Accurate and fact check. Telling people fact check.
Yes.
But now another question I want to ask is, what issues do you plan to champion to improve the lives of the people in the district?
Well, we need to really work on affordable housing and what we're doing with people who are unhoused. We have to take immediate steps, such as allowing overnight vehicles to have permission to stay on city-owned lots, city parking lots, right? So that we can have mobile showers and toilets, and people who have jobs but are not yet have enough funds to put a deposit and get a housing, especially when the rental rates are so high. I want us to work on, and City of San Gabriel just recently started building housing. The City of San Gabriel. I'm like, well, the City of Los Angeles needs to look into this as well. Whatever we can do to bring down costs, to have container homes, tiny homes, prefabricated homes, we need to bring down the cost because right now we're spending in District 10 $700,000 for one unit of housing.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. People who are in construction go, Grace, a single family house doesn't cost $700,000. So the fact that we are spending $700,000 for one unit of an apartment for the homeless doesn't make any sense. We cannot build enough. The $1.2 billion that we agreed to tax ourselves with,
yes,
it's being mishandled. The money is not being used wisely.
hence we have homelessness.
Hence the horrific cycling of people on the streets.
What about affordable housing?
We don't have affordable housing. You know why? Because we have developers who just keep developing luxury end units. We need City of Los Angeles from 2013 to 2018 built 73,000 plus luxury housing.
Say that again. Listen to her.
73,000 units of luxury housing was built between 2013 and 2018, and only 430 affordable units. Not 4,300, but 430. As your new councilwoman, I will ensure that our numbers are far higher for affordable and far lower for luxury end, because we have a glut of the luxury. They're vacant. We need affordable housing to be built.
But I'm glad you brought that up, because I always wondered about that. Because just like anyone, I know you guys do this. You drive around and you see luxury, you see these, and you are absolutely right. They're mostly empty. Then you drive around and you're out and you see people sleeping on the sidewalks and these things that are happening. And it does make you say, why do, and I'm not born and raised here in California. As I tell people, if you go in Inglewood, in certain areas, out of curiosity, I asked about the price of a apartment. I'm going to be honest, it was shabby. And the guy had a 1-bedroom and a 2-bedroom. And he said the 1-bedroom was, I think it was at like $1,500. The 2-bedroom was $1,950. And I said, so you have 2 bathrooms? He said, no. And, we're out because he's, I guess, fixing it up and was putting the sign up. And I'm just curious, as I am. And I thought to myself, oh, my God. And where I live, where I grew up at, where I come from, finding a house to rent, a house, not an apartment. The most, if you got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, probably would run you $650, if that much. Especially in the small town I grew up in. So when I see this, because I didn't see a lot of homelessness, even when I go home to visit, not like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I have a friend that's from the Netherlands, and we talk a lot, and she says that if they lose their job, they don't lose their home or the place that they live. Mm-hmm. They have to figure out how to feed themselves.
Right. What
are we doing, Grace? I got to ask you, what are we doing?
Well, this is a huge, long story, because the way people pay taxes or don't pay taxes is the reason we have so many people who are homeless as well. The fact that, some of the corporate people, the 1%ers, go home with like a $50 million salary, and, they're cutting all the jobs because the company's going down, people are being laid off, and they still get a bonus. What is wrong with our society? But that's a completely different subject.
But that's why they get the bonus. Honestly. Because they're saving the company money. And that's the thing about it.
We need to value people's lives. And when we don't do that, this is what we have. I started out as an attorney for children in dependency court. So the kids who are taken away by the government because mom and or dad is not able to take care of the kids. Mm-hmm. I was able to take care of those kids until someone in the family could take the kids back.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I did. That was my job as an attorney, representing the interests of the children.
And make sure that they had something safe and were taken care of.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Exactly. That's amazing. That says something about your character, too.
No, I love helping people. I became an attorney so I could help people. And I've been very blessed that every job I've taken, it's really been to help people. I was executive director of a national nonprofit working on voting rights, language access, and justice on the bench, like having people of color, because they understand what the defendant is going through versus someone who doesn't have that kind of background, right? So you need diversity everywhere. So that's how I ended up in D.C. And then when my father had a stroke, I was in a position to come home and help mom take care of dad. right? No one made me do it. It was my choice. But it really wasn't a choice because, of course, you come home and take care of mom and dad, right? They took care of you when you were a baby.
That's the way we were raised, without a doubt.
Exactly.
That's definitely how, there was no question for me with my mom. If something goes on, and, you know, she's with my sister now.
Right.
You know, and we had that battle. I'm like, let her come out here. But, you know, they get set in their ways. I don't want to leave. I want to be in the home.
Exactly.
You know,
no, absolutely.
Raise you guys in.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, but you're right, though.
And so I became executive director of another nonprofit here in LA, making sure people understood how to navigate government and get the services that they needed, and just building community consensus, making sure seniors had affordable senior housing, you know, going to city hall, to county supervisors, doing all of that. And the turning point for my running is when I realized, wow, they really don't care about the people. You know, I had to sue the city.
You had a light bulb. Yeah.
It was just like, wait a second. The city keeps saying, come out, give us your input. But I started seeing it's a dog and pony show. The decisions are already made behind closed doors, right?
Wow. So since you said that, it poses another question that I have. Because I'm talking to them out there because they are going to have to vote. If not California, if New York, Arkansas, Alabama, you guys are going to have to still vote. These votes go past just your president, your vice, your president, your Senate, your governor. You got to know who's helping with your district. And if you have problems, even if it's a simple pothole, you know what I mean? And like she's saying, homelessness. These are people that you can go to. You need to know who you're electing and if they care about you, if they care about people, period. And I asked that to say, as you said, the seat that you're filling, they're stepping down. So how do you hold someone accountable if, say, they served a decade? And as you say, there are a list of things that you, Channing, you know what I mean, ought to want to change. Meaning that you guys see that something needs to change. But then how do you hold, if you're voted in office, how can we hold you accountable for what you promise?
You start harassing the council member to make sure that they keep their word. And when they haven't kept their word, you keep pushing back. That's what we have to do. That's accountability. You can't say, oh, the council member didn't do this. So what? No, you got to press. It's the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Mm-hmm. That's how it is. If you keep demanding it, I go to neighborhood meetings and they're talking about the alley not being cleaned. Mm-hmm. It's a fire hazard. It really is when you've got tall grass and, LA, we don't have much rain very often.
No,
so when we do have rain, the grass grows and then it becomes all yellow, right? That's a fire hazard. It needs to be cleaned. And then they go, we're not allowed to clean it. I was told that if I and my husband go in and clean it, that we're going to get, fined. Mm-hmm. That doesn't make sense. They're trying to make sure that their house is safe. If, the wind blows and there's, an ember that catches fire, down goes their house. Things don't make sense. There's a lot of things at City Hall where common sense is missing. I would like common sense to come back in.
And make sense.
Of course.
And you basically really said it, though. They have to scream. They have to speak out. They have to be. She's telling you that squeaky wheel is telling you that you have, again, to be heard. And I say that for a reason. I always say on my show, there's a song I love, and the only reason I love the song because the words, it says that silence. They try to tell you that silence is a strength. You know what I mean? And passion is a weakness. And I'm like, well, like the song said, who's gonna hear the cry? You got to shout for people to know when something is wrong. And you're right. In order to be held accountable, people should go to the town. You should be there.
Because I come from the background I come from, there is a true story about orphanages in Eastern Europe or in China where the babies closest to the door are fatter. Because when they yell and scream, they get fed. But the ones furthest from the door, they're the skinniest because they're not heard and they don't get fed.
They don't scream out.
They're not heard.
Yeah.
Those who are heard get fatter. Those who don't get heard, they're lean.
Well, see, you're hearing it from Grace herself. She's telling you that you got to scream out. You got to shout out. You got to stand up. You got to speak out. If you don't do this, then how can you expect change?
So let's talk about right here in CD10 off of Crenshaw, District Square.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Armin Gabay has been unable to pay his mortgage, and yet it has not been foreclosed. I hear it was like $32 million.
What?
Right. And he had promised, a Ross and a Target and a Marshall's coming in. Nothing's come in for more than a decade, right? Well, typically when we don't pay, okay, first of all, I don't own a house. I don't have a mortgage. Mm-hmm. But people who do have a mortgage, if they don't pay their monthly mortgage amounts,
the note,
if you don't pay your note within a few, they're going to foreclose on you. This guy hasn't paid for years and he hasn't had it foreclosed. There's something wrong. That's what we're talking about. And that's why I'm running, because that's not right.
And yet you have a family with a mother, father, and children, and they can't even, if you don't pay your rent.
That's right. You're out.
You're out.
You're out.
It's not we give you a 30 day, we give you 60 days. You get what I mean? There's a process, yes, but the thing about
this guy has gotten years.
Yeah.
Right? And then all of a sudden, you've got the councilman saying, I'm going to make this an anti-gentrification zone. It's like, you think the people didn't know our history? We know what's been going on. It's been empty for a decade, and that's what you caused. Look, we don't want the same old, same old. We want people who want to move and improve the district. That's why I'm running. I know where the problems are because I've had to sue the city numerous times for them to follow the law and do the right thing. I'm an attorney, and I do know some of the law, not all of the law, and I would like for us to follow the law. I also know enough to know that there are institutional prejudices and racism in our systems that need to be taken out. So when that happens, we'll have a fairer, more just society.
Wow. This is Grace Yu. You've heard what she had to say, and she said it with power and strength. And definitely, Grace, I could talk to you forever. You know I could, because like I said, I'm learning as I go with this. And I love this because there's nothing like learning something new and making sure that we pass that on. Now, I'm going to give you one last thing. If it's something you want to look at your camera and tell the people, I want Grace to tell you guys something. Something you want to tell District 10. What will they get when they place that vote and they place that vote on the ballot for you?
What you're going to get from me is someone who's going to be accessible, who's going to listen, and who's going to do the right thing. We're going to have community input. We're going to have monthly town hall meetings. You're going to get to see me at the restaurant that you're walking to. You're going to know that Grace was here because this is where I live. This is my community, and I want us all to live a better lifestyle.
That's what we're here. Grace Yu, guys. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you for being here. Oh, my God. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've learned so much. Thank you. Stay here with me for a second. We're going to take a break real quick. I'm going to give Grace a wonderful gift. Thank her for being here again. And I'll be right back. And we're going to talk about the Black College Expo. All right?
Okay.
All right. So let's do this. I got a video coming I want you guys to see. Welcome back. I had a wonderful conversation with Grace Yu. I sure do hope that you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I learned a lot. I'm enjoying talking to these people, but I'm doing it for all of you in every state to make you aware that there are more things on the ballot that you need to pay attention to. We definitely need to change who we have for president, but pay attention to your ballots and know what you're voting for, and know what you're giving yourself, because the vote that you're making is going to affect your life. I have someone on the phone. I'm going to put my headset on. Guys, the Black College Expo is this Saturday. And so we are talking with Corey Price. They were supposed to come in and sit down with us. I'm not surprised with everything that's going on. The fact that they were just in San Diego and they're having, to get prepared for tomorrow for the expo. I just want to be able to ask them some questions that I can give to you guys that you can use and get you to that expo tomorrow. So let's get him on the line, Corey Price, and let's talk with him, ask him a few questions, things that I can give to you so you can get out there to the expo and enjoy yourself and see about getting that college education.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey, Corey, how you doing?
Doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I would have loved to have saw your face, but your voice is just as important. I want to thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you for having me once again. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, man. This is Dionne Johnson. Corey, you just say Dionne. I am impressed with what I'm seeing with the Black College Expo. I'm blown away. I want him to show the banner because I want people to know that it's going on this Saturday, and let everybody know what time real quick, Corey.
Yeah, so the event's going to start at 9 a.m. From 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., students and other students from all ages have the opportunity to visit the various colleges or other institutions that we're going to have there. Then from 3 to 5, we'll have the after show for the step competition and everything else.
Okay, that's after. Now, with the students, is there a fee for the students and the parents? I want to make sure we ask that question as well.
So there is a fee to enter the fair. It is going to be $10 at the $10 to the door. You can purchase tickets online for a cheaper price.
Okay.
It's going to be $10 at the door.
Okay. Now let's talk about the expo really quick. This was something that was started in 1999. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay. And it started off. Tell us a little bit about it so the people out can know what's going on with the Black College Expo.
Yes, so our founder, Dr. Teresa Price, she back in 1999, there was a proposition going on that limited funding for students of color, and she also did not know pretty much about historically Black colleges and universities, so she didn't want any other student to feel like this. So she started the Black College Expo in 1999. We had an overwhelming response. And now we're here 21 years later. We've gotten over 600,000 students in the college. We've given away close to $1 million in scholarship money, and we've helped the students secure close to $1 billion in scholarship money. So it's something that we've been doing for a while, and we're really happy to bring this to the community. That
is amazing. That truly impressed me. I wanted to make sure that the people out there can hear it. Here's a question I want to ask Corey really quick. Now, I know that with the colleges, we know it's the SBU. Is it any other universities, or do you help them go to any university? Do you help the students get to any university? What if they just don't want to go to, one of the Black the universities?
Right. Yeah. So we'll have a lot of different options. So we will have a good majority of HBCUs there, but we'll have a good representation of the UC system is going to be there. So we'll have a lot of the UC schools going to be there. A lot of your Cal State, a lot of schools are coming from all over. So we have a school like, for instance, Kettering University.
Okay.
That's coming from Michigan, and they're looking for students as well. So regardless if you're looking for HBCU or a school outside of California, a school within California will have it. We'll also have the California, for instance, the California Community Colleges for Retail, Housing, and Tourism. Tourism is one of the largest industries in California, over $50 billion. And they have a 2-year program that translates straight into upper management for management in hotels. So there's various options that they're looking for: a 4-year program, 2-year program. The police department will be there, fire department, FBI, you name it. Any type of resource or thing that you're looking for, you can find at the expo.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Is this just for high school students? Or maybe, say you had, like you just said, people that are in junior college or something that want to transfer, older, non-traditional students? Is there something there for them as well? Or is this something right now just for the high school students?
Yeah, so this event is for everyone. If you are a middle school or elementary school student, you need to start your process right now. I'm encouraging all parents to bring your little ones, regardless of their age, because they need to be around the college environment so they can see what the requirements are to get into maybe their dream school. From a high school student, it's good for you to come, especially for my juniors and seniors, because you can get that acceptance on the spot if you bring your transcripts and your test scores and anything else you feel like would be good for your application. And also, the application fees are waived. And then for older adults, if you're looking to go back into college, it's definitely an opportunity to talk to these admissions reps that work in the admissions offices. So they definitely can direct you and help you re-enroll if that's something that you're interested in doing once again. That is it's literally for every single person.
And that's awesome. Because I was saying that at a certain age, and I saw that Teresa, who founded it, Teresa Price, Teresa Randall Price, she was saying that the age, normally ninth grade, but she definitely was saying she started with her children, kind of putting it into them young. I was listening to an interview that she did and impressed with that, because I definitely agree with that, because I do think that you have to start young, getting it in their mind that they're going to go to college and that we can get started. So by the time you reach a certain age, I wanted to get you prepared to start deciding where you want to go. I want to kind of know by ninth grade with you. If I can. So I'm saying it as a parent, and so basically this is all ages. So that's one thing that you guys can know. They're not too young to bring them out. And like he said, let them get a feel for it and already start planting the seed so that it'll grow that way. The other thing I wanted to ask, what are the top 3 things that students should do to prep for attending the expo tomorrow? Or if they want to go in the future, say that they can't make it to this one, but they want to make sure they attend one. What is it that they can do to get to you guys and be prepped and ready?
Definitely. So, one, you definitely need to understand what college is going to be best for you. So I would go through a list of questions you can ask your potential dream school. I would start writing those down because, there's schools that are, for instance, if you're interested in being in entertainment, you might want to be in entertainment capital. So you need to ask maybe that location. Maybe you do better or worse in bigger class sizes. You might need smaller class sizes. So, asking these questions. Do you guys have a study abroad program? So, the questions things that are important to you that you want to know that you want to get out of your university. Do they even have your major? So these type of questions are the type of things you want to get answered. Number 2. In order to get accepted, you're going to need your transcripts and your test scores. So we're encouraging you to print out 15 to 20 transcripts, and really as many as possible, because you're going to need to give one to each school you're applying for. So you definitely, and then for test scores, you can pull them up on your phone. That should be okay. If you have them physically, that's even better. Just be prepared to show those things. And if you have any additional, resume or other additional things that may look you, that may put some extra shine or polish on your name, definitely bring those things. And then, third of all, I would just trying to think what would be a third thing that to really do. Come with an open mind.
Okay.
Definitely, we're gonna have a lot of seminars that's taking place during the event. Maybe you're influx of what you're trying to find out, what you're trying to study, what you're trying to find your passion. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a seminar like Booming Careers, where you're going to be able to be in front of professionals that look just like you, and they can tell you about their background, what it took for them to get to where they are. So just the classes they took or what experiences and things like that. So just come with an open mind and ready to ask questions and learn as well.
That sounds awesome. Now, I was talking with my producer, Sheena, and she was talking about Dr. Martin Luther King and how the World War II made it available for him to be a freshman in college at Morehouse. So now what I want to ask you is that any kind of circumstance or program where a 15 or 16-year-old can participate at a HBCU university, going in at a younger age? Do you have a program that can help get them enrolled? Is there something that they?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I mean that's offhand. I do not know what university that is, but I know there is definitely a possibility. I think that comes down to if that student is able to complete the proper amount of credits.
Yeah.
And these are and that question right there is going to be a good question to ask if you do fall in that category, to ask that university, because the representatives there are going to have the exact amount of requirements for them to take to be admitted into that university. But if you do have those prerequisites completed, there should be no issue you getting at even at an early age.
Yeah, probably having your basically it's going to fall back on make sure you have everything covered, like your SATs and your scores and things. So that's probably what that would definitely be needed. I just wanted to make sure. Let me ask you something. You know how some people are last minute, and that's true. Mm-hmm. Let's be real about that. So if someone has not like pre-registered or anything for the event, can they still come? Say they're just hearing it right now. They're just hearing us talk about it and like, wow, I want to go. Can they go?
Definitely. Please come. We'll have tickets available at the doors. The venue is an extremely large space, so there's definitely, if you have not had a chance to purchase tickets, it is not too late. So you can definitely still purchase tickets up to this day, even tomorrow.
All right, Corey Price, it has been wonderful speaking with you. I want to thank you so much for taking the opportunity, since you guys couldn't come out, and calling in and making sure that the people out there, you don't know who you've reached out to. Because sometimes we miss things, no matter how much you try to put it on TV or acknowledge that it's happening. We are busy and we miss things. So I want to make sure that everyone gets out to the Black College Expo. Parents, get your kids out. As he said, there's no age limit. Get them out there. And let them experience it. I imagine the show is going to be awesome, because you said there's going to be a step show and everything afterwards, right?
Right. We're gonna have a step show. There's gonna be a couple performances. We're gonna be giving money out to the crowd just for having a good time. It's gonna be a really, really great event.
Okay, without a doubt. And again, thank you guys so much for what you do and for making it possible for young people to get into college and helping to light the way. I want to thank you so much for your time and for the call. I will try to, and we'll definitely see you there tomorrow, okay?
Definitely see you there tomorrow. Thank you for having me once again.
Thanks, Corey. Thanks for calling. Have a great evening, okay?
All right, you as well.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye. All right, guys. You have it. You need to be trying to get the kids to the Black Expo. You can go get the Jordans, go get the scholarships. Let's do this now. I'm being real on that. It's been a wonderful show. I'm going to do what we call a wrap-up. You know what I mean? From the heart up, and show you how much I love you. Guys, you know what you can do. You can go on my website and look me up, DionneJohnson.com. That's right. Definitely go on my Facebook, Dionne, I'm just saying Johnson. I just want you to show me some love like I'm showing you. Kobe, Bryant, Gigi, and everyone that we lost Sunday. We love you. We love you. Thank you for leaving your footprints in the sand. As we know, I gave you some knowledge. Knowledge is power. But for me, love is everything. Have a wonderful one. I'm just saying, wait. Next week is my last Friday. Sheena, we didn't tell everybody that next week is my last Friday. It's my last Friday. Oh, I'm sorry. But I'm switching to Wednesday. So I'm going to catch you Wednesday. Next Friday, tune in and enjoy, because that's my last Friday. I'm going to be moving to Wednesday. Same time, same bad place. Right here, it's this darn Morris Media. So we'll talk to you later. Love you.
The angel I would read to sleep gave me one dream of my own. So learn to love and spread your wings and find the world to call
go out and fans will come up to me and she'll be standing next to me like, hey, you gotta have a boy. You and me gotta have a boy, man. Somebody carry on the tradition, the legacy. She's like, oh, I got this. Like, that's right. Yes, you do. You got this.
Never say goodbye. When times are hard, I know you'll be strong. I'll be there in your heart, and you'll carry on. Like moonlight on the water, and sunlight in the sky. Fathers and daughters never say goodbye.